Hey guys, today is day 47, and it was my first day walking in Spain from Roncesvalles to, I'm gonna call it Ziglat, because I don't remember the actual name of this town. There's a nice bridge here. It was only 23 or 24 kilometers, and honestly, I wanted to go more. I wanted to go 30 today because there's this monastery where you can stay for a donativo, which means you give whatever you think is fair. Yeah. Here, I need you to cooperate. I wanted to stay there, but my right foot is giving me trouble. It's giving me trouble, honestly. And I think it's fatigue. The same thing happened to Julian a couple days ago. I was talking to him about it. I think I just need to rest. So either tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to just take a break. I have been walking nonstop for 47 days. Maybe it's time for me to take a little break. Just a day or two to let my... What is this thing on my face? Anyway. Uh, yeah, a day or two to just rest. Let my body. I cannot with this thing. What is that? Sorry, guys. Sorry, you have to look at it. Anyway, I mean, you don't have to look. You just. I'll be over here. So anyway, yeah. So I'm planning on resting one of these days. But let me tell you about the incredible experience that I'm having right now in Spain, because yesterday was a tough day mentally. I was thinking all day, where am I gonna go? I'm sad. I'm losing my friends. I'm surrounded by new pilgrims. I don't know how I feel. And then I sat on that mountain looking down at Spain. I saw the road leading into Spain, and I thought, I have to go in. I was avoiding it because there's so many people, but maybe that's exactly what God wants me to do. And maybe the mental anguish I was going through before was because I'm trying to follow my own plan, which is go with less people, be on my own. But what if God wants to put me right in the middle with all of these people, where I can do the most good? Maybe I can help people. I can learn more from people. I don't know. So after I made the decision to keep going last night, when I had dinner and I was at the hostel, Pilgrim Hostel, I was talking to everybody. Koreans, Australians, Americans, Germans, Englishmen. Englishmen? Anyway, tons of pilgrims, tons of people that I was talking to. And because I've been walking for so long, they saw me as someone they can ask questions to, someone they could talk to, someone they could trust, someone with experience. And I just felt surrounded by all of this positive energy, people that are ready to start the way, because I was in Roncesvalles. That's the main starting point for the Camino Frances. So everyone there is trying to go to Santiago. Everyone there is on their pretty much their first or second day. And man, I had a fantastic dinner talking to people, just getting to know why they're here, what they're doing, how they feel. And I can already see similarities between them and people I've walked with before. And at dinner, they left over some ice cream, and I was like, "You guys don't want that ice cream? Nobody? I'm taking it. You guys know I'm a big eater, especially on the way. I will eat anything I can get my hands on. It's all about survival out here. They don't know you. They don't know you. So last night, I took advantage of that. And then this morning, one of the people that sat with me at dinner, he saw me leaving the place early, came up to me and just started asking me questions. What have you learned? You know, um, seem like a person with so much experience, even though you're young and this and that. An Italian guy. And yeah, I gave him some pieces of advice, some things I've learned, some things I've told you guys, and it was good. And then he stopped to have breakfast, but I didn't want to stop. I just want to keep going. So I kept going, and then I found this Korean guy who was wearing this jacket from this video game I used to play. So I recognized it. I was like, "Oh, Faker." And he's like, "Oh, you know?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And so then we started talking for a while, and he was working in Korea from 9 to 9, 6 days a week. I thought I had it bad. He was doing something he didn't like, 9 to 9, 6 days a week. Where's your life at that point? You don't have one. So now he's rethinking things and he's traveling the world. Talked to him for about 2 hours. Great guy. And with both these men, I got to share my faith. They ask me, where does your happiness come from? Where does love come from? Where does, why are you here? I love that question. Now it's time to talk about God. And I love talking about God. And then I found a church. I said, sorry, I got to pray. You go ahead. So we stopped there to pray, got some groceries, kept walking by myself for a while, thought about my family and friends. Then I met this woman that I had met in Rocamadour. You guys don't remember this at all. I mean, I had to ask her name again. I didn't even remember her name. Judith. Almost forgot it again. I met her in Rocamadour, which is before Dad was here. And early morning, we were having breakfast, and she said, where are you going? And I was like, it's too early for this. I don't even know where I'm going. And I had seen her later again with Dad, and now I saw her again today, and we were walking for a while and talking, and we had a great conversation about how you need to just trust, just in the way, this route, this Camino that we're walking, you trust that everything is going to work out. And usually it does. It does work out. And so you learn to trust. And she was telling me about how she's afraid of going back and maybe starting a business and this and that. And I said, maybe the way is showing us something about life. We need to just trust that everything is going to work out. And if it doesn't, because sometimes it doesn't work out while we're here walking. If it doesn't work out, it's for a reason. And that's okay too. So just go out there. Don't be afraid. Trust everything's going to work out. And if it doesn't, it's for a good reason. And I like that. So she ended up talking a little more than my mind could handle, especially when I started suffering from my foot in the last 2 to 3 kilometers. And I finally decided to stay here. I knocked on the door of an albergue. She came down, Spanish woman, super nice. And she took me in. She had an extra bed, so now I'm here. I had lunch by the river with 2 of my French friends, and then 2 other French friends showed up. We were all talking in French. Me talking, really just trying to understand everything. And yeah, it's a nice day. It's only 1 or 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna sit here by this river, maybe swim in the river. I'm gonna write, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna catch up on my YouTube videos. And I'm really glad, if you're watching and you've been watching from the beginning, I just want to say thank you. I've been reading a bunch of comments today, people that are being touched by the videos, people that are watching them. And I just want you to know that when I go into a church, I like to pray to God that he blesses the YouTube videos, the ministry, that he gets the word out if it glorifies his kingdom, and if not, then it's okay. It's at the beginning, it was made as a memory for me, a video diary that I could look back on and learn and relive certain things. But if it's helping you, if you're enjoying it, I'm really glad you're here. So thank you. Like and subscribe.